and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh. Give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Please be seated.
Admission of lawyers. Jason Osasir Agahawa.
May it please the court, I move that Jason Osasir Agahawa be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Jason Osasira Agahawa be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kadham Al-Kuzay.
May it please the court, I move that Kadum Al-Kuzai be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Kadum Al-Kuzai be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Peter Madden Elliott.
May it please the court, I move that Peter Madden Elliott be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Peter Madden Elliott be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mitchell Daniel Burge.
May it please the court, I move that Mitchell Daniel Burge be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Mitchell Daniel Burge be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Isabel Rose Carpenter.
May it please the court, I move that Isabel Rose Carpenter be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Isabel Rose Carpenter be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jaiduk Cho.
May it please the court, I move that Jaiduk Cho be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jaiduk Cho be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
David Mayhew Cooper.
May it please the court, I move that David Mayhew Cooper be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That David Mayhew Cooper be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Maria Alessandra Benares de la Cruz.
Maria Alessandra Benares de la Cruz. That I do apologise, Mr. Mover.
Yes, apologies, Your Honour. May it please the court, I move that Ma Alessandra Benares de la Cruz be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Maria Alessandra Benares de la Cruz be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Annika Daphne Drago.
May it please the court, I move that Annika Daphne Drago be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Annika Daphne Drago be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jordan Abbas Farahani.
May it please the court, I move that Jordan Abbas Farahani be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jordan Abbas Farahani be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Stephanie Filipovich.
May it please the court, I move that Stephanie Filipovich be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Stephanie Filipovich be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Brittany Georgia Garagunis.
May it please the court, I move that Brittany Georgia Garagunis be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Brittany Georgia Garagunis be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Matthew James Georgievitz.
May it please the court, I move that Matthew James Georgievitz be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Matthew James Georgievitz be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ashna Amit Govil.
May it please the court, I move that Ashna Amit Govil be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Ashna Amit Govil be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Devlin Bernard Gunzenhauser.
May it please the court, I move that Devlin Bernard Gunzenhauser be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Devlin Bernard Gunzenhauser be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mark Andrew Harvey.
May it please the court, I move that Mark Andrew Harvey be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Mark Andrew Harvey be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Susan Harvey.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Susan Harvey be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Susan Harvey be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Brittany Lynn Heron.
May it please the court, I move that Brittany Lynn Heron be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Brittany Lynn Heron be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Amanpreet Kaur.
May it please the court, I move that Amanpreet Kaur be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Amanpreet Kaur be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Pega Kavianpour.
May it please the court, I move that Pega Kavianpour be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Pega Kavianpour be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joshua Keith Kerr.
May it please the court, I move that Joshua Keith Kerr be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Joshua Keith Kerr be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jimin Kim.
May it please the court, I move that Jimin Kim be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jimin Kim be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kaiyan Liang.
May it please the court, I move that Kaiyan Luong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kai Yan Leung be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tate Ryan Lindsay.
May it please the court, I move that Tate Ryan Lindsay be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tate Ryan Lindsay be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alan James Noel McLean.
May it please the court, I move that Alan James Noel McLean be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alan James Noel McLean be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ewan Thomas William Malcolm.
May it please the court, I move that Ewan Thomas William Malcolm be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ewan Thomas William Malcolm be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lucy Elizabeth Miller.
May it please the court, I move that Lucy Elizabeth Miller be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lucy Elizabeth Miller be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jennifer Min.
May it please the court, I move that Jennifer Min be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jennifer Min be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jesse Sam Mullen.
May it please the court, I move that Jessie Sam Mullen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jessie Sam Mullen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kelly Ann Neighbour.
May it please the court, I move that Kelly Ann Neighbour be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kelly Ann Neighbour be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kathy Newen.
May it please the court, I move that Kathy Newen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kathy Newen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ursula Evangeline Peetzolt.
May it please the court, I move that Ursula Evangeline Pates-Holt be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ursula Evangeline Patesold be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Harry Ramsland.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Harry Ramsland, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Harry Ramsland be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Georgia Ann Reid.
May it please the court, I move that Georgia Ann Reid be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Georgia Ann Reid be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Eliza Juliet Ronan.
May it please the court, I move that my sister, Eliza Juliet Ronan, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Eliza Juliet Ronan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jackson Jeremy Ross.
May it please the court, I move that Jackson Jeremy Ross be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jackson Jeremy Ross be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joyce Shaw.
May it please the court, I move that Joyce Shaw be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Joyce Shaw be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Diane Lakshmi Singh.
May it please the court, I move that Diane Lakshmi Singh be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Diane Lakshmi Singh be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Eleni Skirtis.
May it please the court, I move that my goddaughter, Eleni Skirtis, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Eleni Skirtis be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Noah Simon Solomon.
May it please the court, I move that Noah Simon Solomon be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Noah Simon Solomon be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Danielle Santos.
May it please the court, I move that Danielle Santos be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
that Danielle Santos be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Midori Suizi Sugiyama.
May it please the court, I move that Midori Susie Sugiyama be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Midori Susie Sugiyama be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Madison Victoria Terrell.
May it please the court, I move that Madison Victoria Terrell be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
That Madison Victoria Terrell be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lily Grace Thompson.
May it please the court, I move that Lily Grace Thompson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Lily Grace Thompson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alec Kwon Jun Lin Jr. Tran.
May it please the court, I move that Alec Kwan Junlin Jr. Tran be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Alec Kwong Julin Jr. Tran be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Monique Marie Tunks.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Monique Marie Tunks, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Monique Marie Tunks be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Saskia Louise Van Steensel van der Aar.
May it please the court, I move that Saskia Louise van Steensel van der Aar be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Saskia Louise Van Steensel van der Aar be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Olivia Marie Wakeling.
May it please the court, I move that Olivia Marie Wakeling be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Olivia Marie Wakeling be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yimin Wang.
May it please the court, I move that Yiming Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yimin Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will now be necessary for those whose admission has just been moved to, when and as directed, stand and remain standing for the purposes of swearing an oath or making a declaration or affirmation. So please stand as directed by our officiating officer.
Would the first two rows to my right please stand? Thank you. Jason Osasia Agahawa. Kadham Al-Quzay. Peter Madden Elliott. Mitchell Daniel Burge. Isabel Rose Carpenter. Jaiduk Cho. David Mayhew Cooper. Maria Alessandra Benares de la Cruz. Annika Daphne Drago. Jordan Abbas Farahani. Stephanie Filipovich. Brittany Georgia Garagunis. Matthew James Georgievitz. Ashna Amit Govil. Devlin Bernard Gunzenhauser. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. Please be seated. Would the next two rows, row 3 and 4, please stand? Thank you. Mark Andrew Harvey. Sarah Susan Harvey. Brittany Lynn Heron. Amapreet Kaur. Pega Kavianpour. Joshua Keith Kerr. Ji-Min Kim. Kei-Yan Leung. Tate Ryan Lindsay. Alan James Noel McLean. Ewan Thomas William Malcolm. Lucy Elizabeth Miller. Jennifer Min. Jesse Sam Mullen. Kelly Ann Neighbour. Kathy Nguyen. Ursula Evangeline Pates Holt. Harry Ramsland. Georgia Ann Reed. Eliza Juliet Ronan. Jackson Jeremy Ross. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability. Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. Please be seated. With the two rows to my left, please stand. Joyce Shaw, Diana Lakshmi Singh, Eleni Skirtis, Noah Simon Solomon, Danielle Santos, Midori Susie Sugiyama, Madison Victoria Terrell, Lily Grace Thompson, Alec Kwan Jun Lin Jr. Tran, Monique Marie Tunks, Saskia Louise Van Stencil van der Aar, Olivia Marie Wakeling, Yimin Wang. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? I do. Thank you. Please be seated.
Well, may I welcome you all to the Banco Court of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. Present with me on the bench today is a large collection of my colleagues. To my right, Justice Wright of the Common Law Division. To my left, Justice Hamill, also of the Common Law Division. To Justice Wright's right, Justice Parker of the Equity Division. Justice Hamill's left, Justice McNaughton of the Common Law Division. To Justice Parker's right, Justice Weinstein of the Common Law Division. And to Justice McNaughton's left, Justice Nixon of the Equity Division of this court. Together, we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you, the newly admitted lawyers, to practice this afternoon. And we've done so sitting on the land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands and thousands of years. And the court pays its sincere respects to elders past and present, and extends those respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Sitting with us also on the bench to the far left is His Honour Judge Scotting of the District Court of New South Wales, and we welcome him. I also acknowledge the presence in the court of the Honourable Jeffrey Bellew, SC, formerly a judge of this court and now chair of the State Parole Authority. To all of the newly admitted lawyers, welcome to the legal profession. Today is one for celebration and pride, and you should have pride in yourselves, and we have pride in you. We know how hard you have all worked to reach this point. I can tell you it's a memory that never really leaves you, and the hard work, I have to tell you, which you have already done, will continue. I'm also pleased to most sincerely welcome and warmly welcome those with you today or watching on the live stream. For many of you, the support of your family and friends will have been invaluable. No doubt some of them at least, have been on the receiving end of your finely polished or developing skills of argument and persuasion. I encourage you to take the time to thank them today for all that they've been through. Depending on how good an advocate you are, you might even convince them to shout you dinner or at least a round of drinks to mark this wonderful occasion. Now, being admitted as a lawyer of this court, you join an honourable and ancient profession with the custom of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice dating back to the 12th century. And this court first admitted lawyers in 1824, 200 years ago next March. And by 1830, the names of lawyers were entered onto the rolls in this state, just as you will do immediately after this ceremony. The ceremony is attended by unique formalities, including the fact, as we have just witnessed, that your admissions have been moved by people who are already members of the legal profession, and you've each made a formal oath or affirmation in the presence of your family and peers. They are all therefore witnesses to the serious promises and undertakings you have made this afternoon. In terms of tradition and formality, you will see from some of the portraits of former Chief Justices hanging on the walls of this court that we are wearing the same robes, in some cases literally, I have to say, as have been worn by our predecessors. Now, we don't wear them because they're particularly comfortable, especially in summer, but we wear them for a very important and symbolic reason. They represent the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales for almost 200 years, although the judges wearing the robes are now drawn from an increasingly diverse pool. As to continuity of the rule of law, in the world in which we live, where there is so much global uncertainty and insecurity, the rule of law is more important than ever, and it's not simply a phrase bandied about by academics or legal philosophers. It matters. The rule of law is the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists. We don't have to look very far to know that there is nothing theoretical about those phenomena. The law touches every part of our society, and it can and will lead you all in many different and interesting directions and career paths. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or affirmation you have just made is a serious one and deserves solemn regard. Even though you're making the oath or affirmation in a court, it applies to you in any conduct as a lawyer. It doesn't only apply to litigators, it applies to all lawyers, whether in commercial practice, advisory practice, or elsewhere. This is a promise you have made which should travel with you the whole of your professional careers. So whether you work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, a Crown Law office, the Aboriginal Legal Service, a government department or agency, or indeed in an entirely different field, you should always be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice, and you must strive at all times to uphold these cardinal values. Notwithstanding the formality and tradition attending this ceremony, the life of the law is dynamic, and not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. We have seen in recent years, hastened by the pandemic, a rapid shift in the use of technology in our courtrooms, which has contributed significantly to a reduction in costs and logistical difficulties for some litigants, as well as delivering greater workplace flexibility, especially for practitioners with family responsibilities and in regional and remote communities. But while the increased use of technology offers a number of advantages, I have to say to you that the practice of the law has human nature, human beings, and human interaction at its core. An essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people, how others react to different situations, how they perform under pressure, and how they deal with each other. There have, of course, been many other important changes in our profession that deserve attention in addition to those brought about or hastened by the pandemic. The composition of the profession is increasingly diverse, not only in terms of gender, but also in terms of its ethnic diversity. In terms of gender, the profession has changed dramatically. In New South Wales, up until 1918, women weren't even lawfully permitted to practice. And although the Women's Legal Status Act of that year altered that as a matter of law, as a matter of substance, women practitioners did not really get much of a look in until at least 50 or 60 years later. But since 2018, they have made up more than half of all solicitors with a practicing certificate in New South Wales and currently make up more than 2/3 of solicitors under the age of 30. Moreover, some of the most senior positions in the law in Australia are or have been held by distinguished female lawyers, including the President of our own Court of Appeal, Justice Ward, the Chief Justice of the Federal Court of Australia and of the Supreme Courts of Victoria, Queensland and ACT. And returning to New South Wales, the President of the Bar, the President of the Law Society, the State Director of Public Prosecutions and the State's Senior Public Defender are all distinguished female practitioners. There should also be strong representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our rich cosmopolitan community. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates and judges assists in ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system can and importantly feel that they can be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of our broader community and with judges who are attuned to the many different and diverse cultures which make up our society. The admissions ceremonies on which I have sat since becoming a judge some 5 years ago, including this ceremony, highlight that there is a far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than when we all commenced practice. That is a very good thing, and leaders of the profession and of the courts are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity in the legal profession. That in turn builds trust in and respect for not only the judiciary and the legal profession, but ultimately for the rule of law. Let me now offer a little bit of, I hope not gratuitous, but helpful professional and personal advice. As a lawyer, you will often need to make difficult ethical decisions. You must use the tools that you have developed to think critically and not compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and the administration of justice. At various points of your career, you may make mistakes, some minor, some more serious. We all make mistakes, if we're honest, from time to time. When you do make mistakes, your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice means that you must take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from those errors. One mistake which I always advise people that they should not make is to give your clients the advice you think that they want to hear. I can tell you now that that will almost certainly not be good advice, and they will not welcome it in the long run when the true picture emerges. The role of a lawyer is to give expert, independent, and courageous advice. Being a lawyer means that you are an advisor, a problem solver, sometimes a mediator, and sometimes an advocate. As you go about your day-to-day work, remember that you are not merely dealing with the law in a vacuum, or that you're not dealing with the law in a vacuum, but the law as it applies to people's lives. An individual in need of your services as a lawyer will, in many cases, be an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis affecting his or her liberty, property, personal well-being, or health or financial or family position. For these reasons, you must always strive to deliver legal services not only competently and fearlessly, but always with courtesy, integrity, and sensitivity to the circumstances of the matter. In this context, I wish to emphasise the importance of what some people, but not me, regard as an old-fashioned notion, the notion of civility. Aspects of the law, especially if you are involved in the litigation side of practice, are confrontational. The practice of the law can be stressful and demanding enough without personal animus and antagonism between practitioners adding to the load. It is essential that you maintain your detachment, balance, and good humour, remembering at all times that you've just become members of a legal profession and not a business. And remember this, the best advocates can and do make their point simply and succinctly. Often, less is more. Some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could also use that reminder from time to time, and I don't wholly exclude myself from that observation. But for a non-lawyer, the law is often incomprehensible or at the very least difficult to understand. One of your roles as a lawyer will be to make the law accessible to others, sometimes by deciphering legal complexities, other times by deciphering poor legal drafting, and sometimes by simply getting to the bottom of a messy factual situation and putting it in its proper legal context so that your clients can understand their rights and obligations. So strive to be clear and concise at all times in both your writing and your speaking. To do so facilitates access to justice. In the practice of the law, your physical and mental health are both extremely important. This is something we understand now much more than we did a decade or two ago. There may, and I dare say will be times when you feel overwhelmed, burnt out or distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. Now, that's often because lawyers do want to go the extra mile. They want to make sure the case is properly prepared, the advice is comprehensive, that nothing has been overlooked, and they're all admirable qualities which distinguish good, committed lawyers. But as I say, it can become at times all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. So you must work hard to keep your balance and keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do so as well. If you do get overwhelmed by it all, as frankly we all have from time to time, and some of us no doubt still do, try to take a step back and recapture some perspective. Also remember this, namely that the law is a highly collegiate profession. And in this context, I'm going to now call upon two young representatives, one of the New South Wales Bar Association and one of the Law Society of New South Wales, to say a few words of welcome to the legal profession. Ms Green, do you move?
May it please the Court, my name is Elisa Green and I'm a barrister at 13th floor St James Hall. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds. It is an honour to be a lawyer, and in my case, a barrister, and I am proud to be a member of the legal profession. I enjoy the intellectual challenge of my job, and that it allows me to give expert advice to and represent people in court and to contribute to society in a meaningful way. If you are interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website, and each year there is a Career at the Bar Open Day. In your first year of practice as a reader, you receive particular assistance from two barristers of at least 7 years seniority who meet with you weekly, review your work, and teach you practical skills. But the support you will receive is not limited to those two barristers. The bar is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers. There are also opportunities to become involved in the work of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is the professional body that supports barristers and has a range of committees, including a new barristers committee, which organises social and educational functions for 0 to 5 year barristers, like myself, and a diversity and equality committee, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association, to attract the best people to become barristers regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual preference. Whether as a lawyer or barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or Bar Association and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession and I congratulate you on your admission today as a lawyer of this honourable court. May it please the court.
Mr Masri of the Law Society.
May it please the court. My name is Bernie Masri, and not so long ago I was where you are today. And what a tremendous day it is for you all. You are here, being admitted to the Supreme Court roll as the final step at the end of a long and arduous journey. You should all feel immensely proud of everything you've achieved thus far. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, as you now are, I had no real idea of what to expect. There were, and I dare say likely remain, many uncertain challenges to overcome. But as I stand here today, after only a few years of working as a solicitor, I can tell you that I've already learned a thing or two. And one of the most significant things that I've learned is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community. The Law Society of New South Wales is the home of that community, with our 30,000 members flung far and wide across the state. We're bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to our communities and to uphold the rule of law, a duty which now rests with you. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. That is why I've been a part of the Law Society's New South Wales Young Lawyers branch for 6 years. And here, amongst opportunities to advocate and join committees, I've found friendship, inspiration, guidance, and support when I needed it the most. By joining the Law Society of New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will gain access to professional support, conferences and events, a wide range of publications, professional development opportunities, mentoring, volunteer opportunities, and so much more. It is the role of the Law Society to ensure that you, as a newly minted solicitor, can thrive and succeed in your new profession. So again, congratulations to you all. Look us up or speak to your employer. We look forward to welcoming you into the Law Society community. May it please the Court.
Thank you, Mr. Musgrave. Well, can I say this to you all in closing? The law is a wonderful profession. It's stimulating, it's challenging and satisfying, and it's populated by intelligent, committed and dynamic people such as yourselves. You should be proud to be a lawyer, of your achievements to date and of the profession you have just joined. It is a very important profession that underpins stability and cohesion in our community, and you are now a very important part of that very important profession. So work hard, take pride in your work, look out for your colleagues, contribute to your community, and don't take yourself too seriously. We wish you all the very best of luck on the exciting journey that lies ahead in a full and rewarding career. On behalf of all of the judges of the Supreme Court, I once again congratulate you on your admission to practice and welcome you to the legal profession. The Court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.